Budgeting apps are everywhere. They promise to help you track spending, save more, and get your finances under control. On the surface, they seem like a miracle tool for anyone looking to take control of their money. But here's the reality. Many people who rely solely on these apps find themselves deeper in debt than ever. That's right, what you don't see in those colorful charts, graphs, and notifications is that budgeting apps can sometimes hide the most dangerous money habits, the traps that keep you stuck in cycles of debt. Today, we're going to uncover what these apps don't tell you and how to protect yourself before small financial mistakes turn into a lifelong burden. First, let's talk about false security. Budgeting apps often give you a sense of control by categorizing your expenses and showing you how much money is left over. But these numbers can be misleading. Just because your app says you have $500 left at the end of the month doesn't mean that money is truly free. You might have upcoming bills, pending debt payments, or variable expenses that the app didn't account for. This false sense of security can encourage overspending, leaving you with more debt than you realized. Many people feel confident in their budget, only to wake up weeks later with credit card balances that ballooned unnoticed. Another hidden danger is minimum payment traps. Most budgeting apps will alert you to your debt balances and track payments, but they rarely emphasize the long-term consequences of only paying the minimum. Minimum payments seem manageable. They're small, predictable, and easy to fit into your monthly budget. But here's the catch. Paying the minimum often barely covers interest, and it can take years or even decades to pay off the debt. The longer you stay in this cycle, the more you pay in interest, sometimes multiples of the original amount borrowed. Apps show a balance decreasing slightly each month, giving the illusion of progress, but behind the scenes, you're trapped in a slow-moving debt spiral. Interest rates are often hidden or underestimated in app calculation. Many apps display your debt as a single number or track multiple debts under one total. While convenient, this can hide which debts are bleeding your finances the most. High-interest credit cards or payday loans can accumulate interest faster than the app can calculate. You might see your debt slowly decreasing, but if the app isn't prioritizing high-interest accounts, you could be paying more in interest than necessary. Without understanding the real impact of interest rates, it's easy to fall into long-term debt traps that apps won't warn you about. Debt snowball and avalanche methods are rarely enforced by apps. Budgeting apps give you tools to pay down debt, but they often leave the strategy entirely up to you. The debt snowball method, paying off the smallest balances first for psychological wins, and the avalanche method, paying off the highest interest debt first for efficiency, are both effective ways to escape debt faster. But if you follow the app's generic recommendations without understanding these strategies, you may waste years paying unnecessary interest. Apps can track progress, but they don't coach you through the tactics that truly accelerate debt freedom. Impulse spending is disguised as flexible budget. Many apps set aside a category for discretionary spending like entertainment or dining out and notify you when you're staying within budget. The problem is psychological. People feel justified in spending money they technically have left over, even when debt is mounting. That leftover cash might be better used for debt repayment or building an emergency fund. The app doesn't judge, it simply reports. Without self-discipline, this flexibility can become a hidden trap, encouraging spending patterns that deepen debt instead of reducing it. Subscription creep is another danger most budgeting apps don't highlight effectively. Streaming services, apps, memberships, and other recurring charges can add hundreds of dollars each month. Budgeting apps might track these payments, but they rarely warn you when subscriptions are draining your money unnecessarily. You might sign up for a free trial, forget to cancel, and watch it renew automatically. When combined with other monthly obligations, these small recurring charges create hidden debt and financial stress, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck. Psychological pitfalls also lurk behind budgeting apps. Seeing your balances and spending categorized can give you the illusion of mastery, but it doesn't teach financial literacy or long-term planning. Apps don't explain the dangers of high-interest debt, the power of compounding interest on savings, or the importance of emergency funds. Users can become reliant on the app, thinking that tracking alone is enough, when in reality, understanding money behavior is what prevents debt traps. Without awareness, the app becomes a digital scoreboard rather than a financial teacher. Overdrafts and hidden bank fees are often missed entirely by budgeting apps. Apps can show your checking account balance, but they might not account for pending charges, automatic payments, or unexpected overdrafts. Even a small miscalculation can lead to overdraft fees, return payment fees, and late charges, creating a debt spiral that was invisible until it hit your account. Apps focus on past spending and projected budgets, not real-time bank errors, leaving you vulnerable to costs that pile up quickly. Credit card rewards can backfire when tracked by apps. Many people use credit cards to earn points, cash back, or other rewards, and apps make it easy to see accumulated benefits. The hidden trap is that chasing rewards can encourage overspending. You might buy things you don't need just to earn points, forgetting that the interest on unpaid balances can wipe out any perceived benefit. Apps show rewards totals, but they don't highlight how overspending for points can turn a financial win into a debt trap. Short-term solutions overshadow long-term planning. Budgeting apps focus on monthly tracking and often fail to emphasize long-term goals, such as building an emergency fund, investing, or paying off high-interest loans. Users can get caught in the habit of optimizing their monthly budget while neglecting strategies that prevent future debt. An app might congratulate you for staying within your budget, but if you haven't addressed structural issues like high-interest credit cards, payday loans, or chronic overspending, you remain at risk of falling deeper into debt during life's unexpected events. Lifestyle inflation is hidden in app categories. As income rises, it's tempting to upgrade, spending new gadgets, dining out more, or moving to a bigger home. Budgeting apps often categorize these expenses as luxury or entertainment, but they rarely highlight the long-term impact on debt and savings. Without careful planning, lifestyle inflation consumes increases in income, leaving no room to pay down debt or grow savings. Apps can track spending but can't correct the human tendency to increase expenses as income rises. Emergency expenses are overlooked. Budgeting apps may show a balanced budget, but life is unpredictable. Medical bills, car repairs, or sudden home expenses can push you into debt, even if your monthly budget looked perfect. Apps often don't provide alerts for potential vulnerabilities, only for what's already spent. Without an emergency fund, users may turn to credit cards or loans, trapping themselves in debt cycles despite having managed their budget perfectly. Behavioral nudges are missing. Some apps send notifications about overspending or reaching budget limits, but they rarely guide users on avoiding debt traps. You might get an alert that you spent too much on dining, but no warning that carrying a balance or making minimum payments could cost you thousands in interest. Apps focus on behavior tracking, not financial consequences. Without understanding the hidden impact of decisions, users can feel productive without actually improving their financial health. Psychological comfort in tracking can mask serious problems. Seeing trends, charts, and percentages might make users feel in control, even while debt silently grows. The app reinforces a sense of progress while failing to highlight the more dangerous risk, the accumulation of debt that compounds over time. Users may feel empowered, but without financial education and actionable strategies, that sense of control is largely an illusion. The hidden opportunity cost of money is another danger. Budgeting apps focus on reducing overspending, but they rarely illustrate the benefits of investing, saving, or accelerating debt repayment. Money sitting idle in checking accounts or paying only minimum debt balances loses value over time. Apps provide awareness, but don't teach users how to make money work for them, leaving potential growth untapped and debt traps lurking. To protect yourself, it's essential to combine budgeting apps with financial literacy, strategic planning, and proactive debt management. Understand interest rates, prioritize paying off high-interest debt, maintain emergency funds, and avoid impulse spending. Use apps as guides, not crutches, and never confuse tracking with actual financial control. The key is awareness. Once you recognize the hidden traps, you can take deliberate steps to avoid them and break free from debt cycles. Budgeting apps can be helpful, but only if you use them intelligently. They are a tool, not a solution. True financial freedom comes from understanding money, creating intentional strategies, and recognizing the hidden dangers that apps don't show you. By doing this, you take back control of your finances, avoid debt traps, and build a foundation for long-term stability. Remember, it's not just about tracking money, it's about understanding it. Every decision matters. Every minimum payment matters. Every subscription, convenience purchase, and impulse buy can silently build debt if left unchecked. Awareness, discipline, and strategic action are your real keys to financial freedom. Use the apps wisely, but never forget what they don't tell you.